Ultra Boots. Oh, fuck yes, I did. Me again, Toadette. Nice to see you again. Way to get the Ultra Boots. Now your jump attack power go way up. You can use the new jump technique too.
And by way up, the game means it goes up by 1, right? Or is it 2?
No, it's 1.
Oh.
Each set, I have 6 base attack now. You hold A, he gets pissed off, you spin, and he does that.
This is how they want you to get that Shine Sprite in the sewer.
Yes. Yes, it is. But I did it the dumb way. What I did isn't even that hard. You just get on top of the one Shine Sprite and hit the other one with a hammer. That's where the spin jump. Basically, what the one guy said, I'm sorry, this is the dumbest thing. The reason he ranked Quick Change low, he was like, I know you'll hate to hear this, but he was like, basically...
They also added water drops to make it easier.
No, there were always water drops, they're just more...
More pronounced.
Yeah.
Well, there's also that one part of the pipe that was still leaking, so it had a drop shadow.
He basically said that, he's like, I know you're gonna hate to hear it, but like, Quick Change needs to be low tier. And it's like, because he basically said, like, convenience does not equate to utility. He's like, when you really think about it, you never need Quick Change. It's like, the convenience of Quick Change is...
Except, like, I feel like you do.
No, he's doing that technicality of, yeah, technically you can beat the game without it.
Like, I did say that, you know...
Even though I always
I did say Mario is ultimately better than all of the partners because Mario has an answer for every scenario, whereas the partners are fixed into specific areas. I still feel like like...
damn it.
Like, you know, this is basically a perfect example of a fight like this where Goombella can't do dick against these enemies because Goombella can't...
Technically, I don't need to fight.
I know you don't need to fight, but my point was like a fight like that.
Yes, but I was
is a perfect example to the problem with quick...
Sorry, Zucker.
The problem with Quick Change... when you don't have it, is fights like that, where Goombella can't hurt spiky enemies, so you would waste a turn to change out a party member
to fight. But he's one of those, you can beat the game without it. It's like, convenience does not automatically equal utility.
I also think Quick Change is stupid, because I feel like it shouldn't be a badge, that should just be a mechanic.
I can agree with that. No,
because of how limited the partners...
Scratching an itch.
Because of how limited the partners are, I feel like that should have just been a normal...
Been a mechanic, yes. And I've said, but let's ignore that for a minute. I'm sorry, I disagree, where I think convenience deserves high ranking, because convenience makes things easier, because without Quick Change, the game is just kind of...
Like I said, if you were going to fight enemies like that one group, you would have wasted a turn, and because you would have wasted a turn, as like an example, let's say because it's in the back, you basically decide to take the, like, Buzzy Beetle because it was in the back and it had the item out first, and you decide to swap over to, like, Fabry or something because he could actually, you know, hurt the...
Curious.
Because he could actually hurt the Pokies, or you swap to Vivian to use Fiery Jinx, though you would be using it on a single target, so that would be a waste of FP, so I just think
I need to go pee again.
Fabry or Koops would be the best one there. If you didn't have Quick Change, you would, after killing the Buzzy Beetle, because you use Goombella's turn to change to Fabry, the Pokey can attack now, and because the Pokey can attack now, it could either damage you, which those are poison Pokies, so they could damage you and poison you, or after or damage and or besides damage and poison. The other thing they could do that turn is the Pokies can spawn other enemies, spawn other Pokies. Though to be fair, I think they can only do that if there are multiple Pokies at the start of a fight. I can't remember if they can just pull other Pokies out of the ground, so not having quick change in this scenario leads basically to the game could potentially have a slight advantage here because you had to waste time swapping over to a different partner versus with quick change you can then possibly beat both of them in a single turn. After you take out the Buzzy Beetle, you swap to another character and just take out the Pokey.
Okay.
Or buns and thighs. Yeah.
Nah, buns and back from my pee break.
Pee.
My jump damage is insane. I am a broken motherfucker.
Though I feel like it should be higher.
Also, like, when people play this game on, like, Dolphin and stuff, on the GameCube version, if you can't run the game properly, I've seen those guys drop the game to a PowerPoint.
I hope a similar emulator bug exists in this version, because I would find that very funny.
Can't flurry blow them away.
I don't remember.
On. Ah, yeah, it's way better. No, that's actually way better. And then here's something that someone was just bitching about as a half joke. You pull a physical lever, and the physical lever makes a staircase to a button, and the video gamey button controls the drawbridge. They were like, why does the physical object lead
Only I get to make the bad faith nitpicks like that.
Now that they were saying it as a joke.
Yes, I know.
What?
Yes, I know, but remember, I've been doing those types of nitpicks through this entire game.
Anyway.
Because maybe 1,000 Year Door isn't perfect. Maybe y'all are just nostalgia blind. Maybe y'all are just nostalgia blind and can't accept Origami King being different, because if the game's not trying to be an RPG, I think it's rather unfair to try comparing it to an RPG. It's like comparing an RPG to a racing
Oh,
game.
my stats. I think we're fine enough, and the freaking bed in the train heals me for free, and you can do infinite amounts of sleep. So,
what is this, VGC?
there's like legitimately no reason to use the coin block. If I used the coins, I'd be wasting money. Anyway, nearing the end of the chapter, but I'm incredibly dangerous.
Technically, we're only mildly dangerous right now.
Okay. Okay. Semantically, but that is...
Hey, we're only the mild spice. We're still jalapeno right now. We're not habanero. Habanero is more spicy than jalapeno, right?
Yes. A good part name might be we're mildly dangerous.
YouTube might not like that, so you might want to say only mildly spicy.
Better fucking full heal me is all I gotta say. Hold on.
So now now with size, I just think of this one.
Oh yeah.
Though now whenever I make a joke about something being spicy, I just think of this one streamer's analogy. I can't handle spicy. Look at me, I'm whiter than a correction pin.
Anyway, nearing the boss.
I'm busy, you chuckle fox.
The thing is, while we are technically only mildly dangerous, I still do silly amounts of damage.
Especially while it's said it's not fully unnecessary, though. It is also one of those, because you got a level of, and we have basically every, like, danger thing that we would have at this point in the game are all effectively equipped. You could put, like, charge back on for 5 minutes.
If I feel like I want to charge, but...
Because without being in full 100% danger, because we don't have all the shit you would need to stack for that charge is still decently useful.
First of all, yeah, we have 3 points.
If we want to if you just literally want to continue adding attack.
Who needs defense? Well, remember, even with the defense down, it's 1 point of defense down, but the damage rounding can be...
Oh, that's... Well, one, you're still in danger, so that's even if they hit you. That defense is only if they hit you. Oh, it's also another thing. I don't know if someone was wrong about this. What's the badge that does, though, when you're at 5 HP? It cuts the...
It's last stand.
Apparently, Apparently, last stand, it doesn't keep cutting in half. It only cuts in half for the first one, and every subsequent last stand only reduces it by 1.
I thought it was half-half.
Apparently, I don't know if someone is right about this, it's only half for the first one.
I've always remembered...
And then every subsequent one is apparently 1.
I've always remembered those being half-half, but then again, a lot of things just don't have a lot of damage.
That's why I said I don't know if that's true or not. Now that's understandable if it does work that way, because that would be to try and prevent it from being hideously broken.
Even if that's the case, it's still good to have multiple, because like...
And you also still have all the luck, so again, it's one of those, like... Even if they, you know, hit you, did they make the good, did they make the good change?
It's just,
oh, no, but the sign does say open.
No. Oh, he woke up way quicker in this one. Good.
That's why I was like, did they make the good change?
You can wake him up on GameCube. It's just...
I think it takes like 3 interactions.
It's like 2 or 3.
So they just made it 1 to make it far.
Okay. Everyone's trapped back here. Smog, 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 smog. Smog! Throw them inside the drain now! Let's take them out. Eek. Actually curious, hold on. Is this still consistent? Yes. Oh, that's actually, again, way faster. Jesus. Okay, I found a decent use for Flurry.
Flurry's only use has been blowing.
Scary.
Scary monsters.
Oh, those 4 souls. Okay.
You know, I wonder if that's the other reason they added the chest there, because I guarantee you, if you lined up next to the chest, that probably is a easy way to be able to hit that. a weird glitch in like the GameCube version here where you can do something to like the game's collision to just like walk through them, but because the
You can always just kind of push through.
it was like, I don't remember what it was. It was like a glitch where if you activate it, you like turn off the collision here so you can just walk through them. But because you've turned off the collision, that turns off the cutscene trigger, so it's more of a funny haha glitch and isn't really useful because the boss fight won't activate.
It's fine. It's whatever. But that Mega Rush has a contingency. So if I drop...
And if you somehow do fumble the ball, which is highly unlikely because you have like 5 or 6 life shrooms on hand.
If I drop to 1 hit point, Mega Rush gives me a massive damage increase, but in general, I'm not going to fully need the massive damage, but I do kind of wish I was at 1 hit point. What's that, gross thing? I just have that on in case we drop to 1, because that's just good to have regardless, because even in extreme danger, if you happen to get to 1 hit point, the 5 additional attack can
absolutely... This is the first boss that if you're playing somewhat naturally, I think this is the first boss that is an obnoxious difficulty spike.
Okay. Can't believe it's fine. Wasn't planning on it, on. Okay. Gabella in the front. Tattle. Oh, it's Smorg Miasma now. Fun.
Is that just...
What?
Is that the tentacles, or is that the thing in general?
I can't target anything. It's just the...
Yeah, max
Yep.
HP is 50, that...
Yep.
Though, Smorg.
Yeah.
And because we can see the name, I guess you could say this boss is a smorgasbord.
Smorg.
I feel like that's the joke here, because it's literally called the Smorg.
Okay.
Also, why is it Smorg Miasma? Miasma, isn't that a type of, like, aerial-borne, like, disease or something?
I literally held on to a Thunder Rage for this dumb exact reason. The body becomes vulnerable for like 3 turns. But I can power lift. Then I can rally wing and I can try to kick his ass. Realistically, I need attack more than...
Yes. I said, like, prioritizing attack in these sections, I honestly don't think is that bad of an idea.
Yeah, it's fine. We did what we could.
And this is why you get and this is why you get the, like, rank up before this.
Wow.
Thank you, Simplifier.
All day and all night. Ah, damn it. It's fine.
The claw.
If I had...
No, this will be good because...
What?
On.
It's fine.
Okay, yeah, HP is 6.
I think... Fuck you, bud. Missed him by 1.
Wait, if that still works, that means that's not a glitch. Because wasn't there a thing about you can just target the core when the, like, claws...
If I had been at 1 hit point, man would have been dead. What's funny? Even on GameCube?
Or if you had or if we had charge and you had charged before doing power lift.
Because he stayed vulnerable for like 3 turns, I could have done a charge into a power lift. Okay.
Well,
thank you.
Well, you also, what you could have done, instead of immediately taking out the instead of Tattle and then immediately taking out the botanicals, what you could have done is Tattle, charge the turn you Tattle, and then after that is when you do because you take out the tentacles and it's exposed and you have to charge, that's when you then do the power left rally wink thing.
Or if I was at 1 hit point, I would
or if you're at 1 hit point, you would have just beat him. But hey, I wanted to check if the claw is considered one of the extra tattles, and it's not. Though, again, that leads to the other thing. I can't remember. What was the thing? Was that boss where people aren't sure if it's, like, a glitch or not? Wasn't it that when it makes the big singular claw?
When you have the big single claw, you can target the body directly. You don't have to blow up the claw.
And they kept that, so I guess that's never been a glitch.
And my luck kicked in. Though, even if he had hit me, like... I mean, hey, I almost did it.
He did 8 damage because of the, like, last stand. That would have been cut to 4, but then you're wearing 2 of those, aren't you?
Yes.
That would have been cut to 4, so it would have been that, but then it would have been 3 because of the other last stand, except it would have gone back up to 4 because of the P up, D down.
But if I block...
Meaning if he had done 4 HP of damage, he would have then put you at 1 hit point, putting you in peril.
We also had a fuck ton of mushrooms and everything.
Yes, but if that had hit you, he really would have died.
It's whatever. It's time for the question of the day and my overall thoughts on the topic. So, anyway, how many of you actually knew that during the claw phase you could target the Smorg's body directly? Because a lot of people didn't actually know that, and for years a lot of people thought that was a glitch in the game because no one was actually sure if that was intentional. But it's in the remake, which doesn't actually necessarily mean it's not a glitch, because the remake actually recycled a lot of code from the GameCube version of the game. Meaning, if this is a glitch, it's a glitch that slipped into the remake because they recycled a lot of code from the GameCube version of the game. When we recorded the remake, I didn't actually know that a lot of code from the GameCube version of the game had been recycled in order to basically build a base in order to build the remake off of a ton of GameCube source code in order to use that as a framework for the remake. So random nonsense ending up in the remake could basically be because of what code got recycled in the remake, but I'm not sure if this was intentional or not, or if this is a glitch because of them basically recycling a lot of GameCube code, as I said a couple of times at this point. If anyone actually can confirm that, I would love to know, but for years, people were never sure if it was a glitch or not. But that basically leads to a fun topic to discuss as a weird bonus question. Do you think it's a glitch? And has it actually been confirmed if this portion of the code was recycled enough where it might have actually carried over the programming from the GameCube version in a wholesale state, meaning if it was a glitch, they basically didn't patch it out because they basically just used the code as it was. But I'm starting to ramble, and I hate when I start to ramble. Anyway, you can leave your thoughts, opinions, and answers in the comments, or you can leave them on social media. All of my social media links, as well as my Discord links, are in the video description. Now, as always, I need to be a shill for a minute. If you subscribe to the channel and if you follow me on social media, that really helps our communities grow. But anyway, I hope you all enjoyed the video, and I hope I will see you all next time. So as always, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night, everybody. I hope you come back someday. See you later.